All right. Hey, good morning, guys. So I hope everybody had a good weekend, and maybe it'll start cooling down a little bit. People in Florida, be careful. There's a tropical storm coming through, so make sure you're staying safe out there. All right. So yeah, we had a little bit of action yesterday and on the futures. So I'm kind of watching SPY right now, just seeing if we're going to have a continuation up to this 450 range that I would like to see. Maybe the end of the month. But let's see what we're tracking for right now. So we got a resistance or support here at 442. We break over 444. We'll see 446. 445 showing about the same as that resistance. So 446, that's kind of what we're pushing for. We'll see how the market's going to react today. And take a look at VIX. VIX is kind of moved up a little bit on us, so also paying attention to that. Maybe we'll see a little drop at the open. Right now, it's pushing up to about 2770. I want to say. I would say if it holds above 2720 and continues, we might see maybe a little bit of correction or a pullback on SPY back to 443. And its support for VIX right now is 2589. So if that breaks, then we will see the 450 end of the month. So something to pay attention to. Bitcoin did hit 48K this weekend, right up here, and it does look like it's catching a little bounce, which is great, to get us to that 50K mark. And we got room now, especially on the bands, to move up a little bit more. Might have a little bit of consolidation to build some new room up on the bands. It's kind of normal. And just something to also for you guys that are members, if you look at this line right here, and then you look at this line right here, because the price didn't render below it, means that we could see a continuation going higher. Now, if this line, the price pretty much dropped below this line here, then we would look more at this support as being a stronger a zone that we'd probably want to pay attention to. So if I put a line on there real quick, if it lets me. If it lets me. Okay, it's not letting me. But maybe that's why. Let me try again. Okay, still not letting me. But yeah, this drop right here, 45. So there is a pretty nasty little room for a drop right here for Bitcoin. But yeah, 50K. I think we can see that by the end of the month. Actually, probably even sooner, just because it moves so fast. I don't see any bearish at all on this right now on this chart. Let's take a look at Tesla. Tesla definitely caught my attention this morning. Definitely one of those ones you could probably get some calls in and make a decent amount of profit. It's been through a little bit of a squeeze. It looks like it's got through that squeeze. It's gotten to a lower part on the bands. Again, we'd like to remind you that this is the 80% of a probability of the price going up. When we get down to that 715, which is the 50%, and then another, the 80% of it, the price going down. So again, it's kind of like in that 723. I would say over 725. Again, that would be a confirmation for price to go higher. We do see a little bit of resistance on the 730 as well. So really, it's just kind of getting through that I would say 735 ish. We can see those newer highs breaking out on Tesla. But Tesla is a good time to get into this entry right now. If support doesn't hold, pretty much, I would actually say where the volume spiked and rendered this at 701. If that breaks, then yeah, I would say SPY is going to keep going down or consolidating somewhere else. So, but this would be my best entry to get into this today. Disney, I looked at. Disney had a nasty little drop as well. Had a great earnings, but then it had a pullback. That's kind of the normal thing, anyways. It looks like it's probably going to break even through about the middle range right now. I think I'd be more confident with Disney at about 181.60. Again, 181.60 might see a little turbulence at that 182, but you could definitely see we got some higher highs going through here. Just kind of let Disney kind of settle a little bit, but I could definitely see some higher highs, 186 all the way up to 194. We could possibly see 194 probably by the end of the week, conservatively. So if you find some cheap premiums, go for it. Just make sure you have a good risk assessment. We could have a little bit of drop. If we do 174, that would be unfortunate, as it's breaking its previous low, or not previous low, but from the earnings play. So that would be kind of a bummer. 171, that's the low that I do see. If we break that, Disney could go a lot lower. So keep that in mind. But yeah, I would say your key is like 175. If it does want to drop down to 175 and then bounce up, but Disney definitely should be on your radar this week. Yeah, AMC. AMC actually had another nice little bounce, and it looks like it's trying to test this 33.89. 33 has kind of been the number. 34, get over that. That would be a stronger support if we can hold that, and then we can start breaking new highs. One thing to mention, just looking at the bands here, you can see it's kind of been going through a squeeze. So it depends how long this squeeze is going to take. It's a fast mover sometimes, so maybe it won't take too long. But a lot of scenarios can happen through here. We could see a drop come down and hit this 31 first, or it's going to continue going up, but it's going to have some turbulence at 35 and then maybe another pullback. So, I wouldn't keep AMC heavy on your radar, but because it is a fast mover and it does like to get a lot of attention, we can, maybe look at a higher time frame to see if it's trying to bust through, a pretty strong resistance. 34, but see, again, that 35 is going to be our nuisance right there. And you can see it actually rejected through here, and maybe it just retest $35 again. Now, if it got above that, then you could see the $44 range. So again, there might be some better stocks out there to waste your time with than using AMC at the current moment. Best Buy definitely has been on my radar a little bit. I can see that it's trying to maybe have a bit of a bounce this morning. It definitely has dropped a lot. Now you could tell, like in this NESI, because it's a smaller time frame, that it might have a continuation of a drop happening, and this could be the new resistance at 113.18. It's something I always pay attention to, is when it's struggling to get and holding above a support, and it wants to keep dropping. NESI still hasn't completely formed out yet. NESI will, when it starts like leveling out and starts creating new range levels, that's kind of what we look for. And some of my signals are not necessarily calling for a bounce yet, but something to definitely keep on your radar for Best Buy. And if we can, I would say stay above 112.74. Then we could see a max at 117, higher 123 if it's long term. If it drops below that, again 107. I would even say 112. It stays below 112. Just don't even play Best Buy. But keep those numbers in mind. And I think that's pretty good for today. One more note. I think I'm going to do these 3 times a week, just because it becomes a little mundane doing these every single day. But just best believe that if you go through the videos and you look, you're going to see that accuracy that OmniTech provides for you guys. So again, hey, we cheap. We don't cost a lot. It's a good time to get into some of these memberships right now before those rates do go up, right? So anyway, that's all the time I got for today. Again, click the bell, like and subscribe, and I'll see you Wednesday.